wondering why I'm sitting on the floor, and that would be because I have no furniture, so that's why. Basically what's going on is that I'm stuck in this house for my entire summer, and I'm getting bored out of my mind. I'm going to make some videos about all the stuff I do this summer, kind of like video diary of my descent into madness. Okay. I recently finished reading this novel. It's called Never Let Me Go by Kazuo Ishiguro, and I'm just gonna share some of my thoughts about it, I guess. It's not like some kind of in-depth analysis or anything, just my opinions. Okay, well the back, the summary on the back really doesn't do the book a lot of justice. So basically what the book is about, spoiler alert right now, it's about these three friends sort of growing up in England. As they grow older, they find out that basically they're not normal people, they're actually clones who've been specifically grown to donate their organs and then die. So, fun book. This book was made into a movie like 5-6 years ago, starring like Andrew Garfield and Keira Knightley, you know, famous people. I watched that movie before I read the book. Having watched the movie, a lot of like the shock, twist things in the book, they lost their impact because there was a lot of moments when they would reveal stuff like, you're a clone. I think it would have been a lot more shocking, it would have had a lot more impact if I hadn't seen the movie and I didn't know that that was going on the entire time. So that sort of took away from my experience, but no, that's okay. Didn't ruin the book, still good. So generally this book, the way it's written, it jumps between different times quite a bit, so it doesn't happen in linear order, and because of that, I think I found it a bit difficult to get into the story because it felt like it kept jumping back and forth. But I think after like chapter 2 or so, I really got into it, and then like I finished the book like anyway. I think the prose of this book is not particularly like beautiful, it's not particularly elegant or elaborate, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's not written in a way that it's very beautiful particularly. The language is not written in that way. It's actually quite matter of fact. In this case, it helps contribute to something that this novel actually does really well, restraint. And I think that that's what really came across with me. The characters in this book, they have no control. No control. Okay, sorry. They have no control over their own lives, but none of them seem to particularly be angry about it or complain about it. No one tries to escape. They all seem quite resigned to that idea, like they've accepted it. And even in the earlier chapters when it talked about like the kids' dreams when they were young, like their dream jobs, none of them said they wanted to be a movie star or an astronaut or something like that, like kids these days would. For example, Ruth's dream was to work in an office, and I think that restraint is seen where they all sort of stop themselves from dreaming too big because they know that they can't have anything. They try not to have too much hope because they know that they'll be disappointed. And also there's a sense of restraint between the characters in their relationships. Like Kathy and Ruth, they're best friends, but they find it very difficult to talk about their real feelings. I feel like a lot of the characters' relationships, they talk a lot and they joke around a lot and they talk about a lot of surface things, but they don't very often talk about the real deep stuff, like their true feelings and things like that. It feels like all their relationships have this potential to be really deep and really strong, but all of them are, you know, not quite there. So you never see two characters truly connecting and truly opening up to each other on every level. And I think that really creates this sense of apprehension and fragility. Even by the end, there's no real closure. It creates this sense of, this bittersweet kind of, it never really got there, you never truly connected, nothing truly reached that level of being so amazing and so meaningful. Not the book, I'm not saying the book would never reach the level, I'm saying that, characters never really connected to that level with each other. That sounds really sad, but yeah, I really like that about this book. My favorite character reading this book was definitely Ruth. I just like that she seemed so contradictory. She's Kathy's best friend and they're always talking, and Kathy talks very fondly about her, but at the same time Ruth can be very hostile. As the novel progresses, it becomes very clear that Ruth is very scared and she's very insecure in herself, and that's why she tends to lash out and try to mask that with her confidence, and often that leads to her being very selfish and hurting her friends. How insecure she really feels, you can see that. And even though there are so many things she does that might be worthy of hating even, you can never really hate her for it, because there's that hidden vulnerability there. The main character this book was written from the perspective of, which is Kathy, I didn't find her very interesting, which I guess is because she's the point of view character. I think she might have to be a little bit more bland so that she's more relatable to the readers. She's just the gateway through which we see the story. After reading the book, I also had some questions, which I don't know if you can help me. So this was touched on in the book. How are the lives of the clone children who didn't go to school? If they don't go to school, what do they do for 16 years? Just sit around and do nothing? Do they have forced labor camps for clone children or something? Also, how many clones actually are there? Because in the book, they seem to, when they're 16, they get split into small groups, and at the same time, there seem to be so many clones. How many clones actually are there in England? And also, how can clones learn how to drive? Because they're not even considered real people. I don't think they have IDs, so how can they get a driver's license? So just basically, how does the whole donation system work? A lot of the clones, they seem to be able to survive to their third or even fourth donation. So which organs are they donating that they can still stay alive? How many organs can we actually donate? No, wait, I'm gonna go look this up. Wait. Okay, so I'm just gonna search on Google organs I can donate while still alive. It's a bit weird for my search history, but yeah. Basically, apparently, we can donate a surprisingly large amount of organs without dying. The organs that a living donor can give are liver, lung, and on rare occasions, pancreas and intestine. Tissue donations include bone marrow and blood cells. So, okay, maybe it does make sense. And maybe on their last donation, they would donate all their most vital organs, like the heart. Okay, so I know I had a lot of questions about the universe in this book, but those didn't really stop me from enjoying it, because ultimately I don't think that's what the book is about. It's not hardcore sci-fi. It's not trying to, create that universe so much. I think it was more about the people. It's more about exploring the relationships between the characters and, what it means to be human. That was really deep. Wow. Okay. Surprise myself. So I've been talking way too much. This video is way too long. So I'm just gonna stop there. Overall, I liked the book. I thought the concept was really new and different and interesting. And I really liked the kind of the restrained, bittersweet vibe to it. Like I said, should I rate it? I'll rate it. Okay, so I officially rate Never Let Me Go by Kazuo Ishiguro 7 out of 10 stars. Okay, so that's all for today. I'm done talking. So have a nice day and bye.